Is SEEQ AI? No, it is not. SEEQ platform is not AI. The SEEQ platform uses AI, and we use it in a different way. And I feel like uniquely we use AI in a way that actually rehumanizes people, not dehumanizes people, which is huge. And what does that mean? Well, we collect data from people in a way that kind of connects with the inner person a little more than other data that might be available. We allow them to tell us what they care about and what they need and so forth. And we take that data and bring it forward. And we don't bring just one story forward, we bring many stories forward. The interplay and the juxtaposition between what everybody cares about. There's no wrong answer. Here's all the answers. Now interject technology. Well, data, if we get 500 stories, we might have some of the best researchers in the world, but if you hand a researcher 500 stories to read, it's going to take them a week to get through them, maybe a couple of days. They're not going to remember much of it. It's going to be hard to even pull down the thematic veins and trends in there. And they're definitely not going to figure out the covariance of the interrelationships between two attitudinal scores that ran through that data, right? As humans, we're not good at that. Technology is, and AI is. And so when we use AI, we're not using large language models like everybody else. Matter of fact, we use different kinds. We don't just do generative. Generative is good for certain things, but there's a bunch more that we can do with algorithmic technologies and AI. One of them be sequential classification. That's us analyzing text. And what we're doing specifically is we're looking for evidence of something in that text. We're looking for, let's say we're looking for someone that is interested in sports. And so we take a sequential classification model and we run data through it, and it's looking for evidence, a very low evidence of sports, very high evidence of sports, right? So a Likert scale here. So we classify each piece of text we process against that classification process for sports. That's a hypothetical, by the way. We do that actually for motives and attitudinal scores, values and needs. We're looking for the essence, the zeitgeist of the people in the population and what they care about, what's their shared wisdom. And we do that with an evidence-based tracking system across many, over 50 scoring systems and attributes that we look at. Taking all that data, we then use additional algorithmic testing to find the patterns in that stuff. And eventually we start to see these neat patterns and interesting anomalies that rise up out of the complexity of that data set. Then enter generative AI, GPT. We add to all that we already do and put a generative agent on top of that, where we just look at our stories, our scoring of all that, our demographics, our survey data. We take all that data and we feed it into a generative tool. And then we ask it things like, what are the thematic trends here? What are the vein of truths that we're finding here? What are the improvement areas that we should work on based on what these stories are telling us? Tell me how joy and anxiety travel together through this data set across the populations. Are there two kinds of personas here of people? Is there one kind of people? Is there two kind of people? Does gender matter? Does educational level, does geographic level matter? We can ask any and all of those questions and look for things that go bing, bing, bing. This matters. Pull this out, give it to your researchers, prove it out. Because we don't do generative AI and then just trust it. We use it to find things and then we validate it and put that forth as our research products to our customers. We use AI. SEEQ Platform is not AI. We're bigger and better than that, and we have a better use and a mission than AI can alone deliver.